know that you're a phoenix, so rise up from all those ashes today. Yeah, you've been scarred, but you're a czar, you can crawl to the grave. I know that a lion's inside, sleeping in your heart. Step back and remember who you are.
What up, Pride? It's your boy, Amari, back again with another reaction video. Today, we're getting into the final part of my reaction series to the Hamilton musical itself. Before we get into all of the auxiliary content that you guys have recommended, the mixtape, the cut songs, drunk history, all the different things that you guys have said, oh my god, you have to react to this. All of that I will be reacting to, so definitely make sure to subscribe not to miss any of that content here on the channel. We're also going to be getting into other musicals in the future. I will be taking recommendations in the comment section, and then I'll be having my Patreon vote on it. So if you want to be a part of the future direction of this channel, definitely make sure to leave that in the comment section down below and join Patreon so you can vote on the poll itself. Then you are really a part of the direction of the channel. This is exciting though. I feel like we've been on this journey for like 8 years, and now here we are at the pinnacle. It's exciting. So hopefully you guys are having a great day. Hopefully you guys are ready for this. And real quick disclaimer before we get into it, I don't know if you guys can tell, but yes, I do have somewhat of a black eye and a cut under my eye. That's a long story, so just ignore it. Act like you can't see it. My eyes are already black, so I got a little bit of natural concealer, but if you can see it, then no you can't. And if you can't, then good job, you're already doing it right. So without further ado, let's get into this. I'll be seeing all of you guys on the other side.
Can't apologize because it's true.
Then stand, Alexander. Hey, that bird.
Hard, plain and simple.
Alexander, come back to sleep.
I have an early meeting out of town. I just need to write something down.
Why do you write like you're running out of time? Come back to bed, that would be enough.
I'll be back before you know I'm gone.
Come back.
Nah, not me. I would've folded. I'm not gonna lie, I would've been right back in bed. Yeah. He built different is what I'm saying, because I wouldn't, no. I get, he probably got a lot on his mind right now, but no, it would've worked on me. I would've, no. Quill would've been right back in that ink, sir. Whoa there.
What did he say?
That's not, it's too late. The more, if I try to justify it and give it context now, it's just gonna make it worse. That's okay. Yeah, that's crazy that I didn't catch that before, that their duel was like the next day. Like they really was at it. He did say we hawking dawn, but like, I know that meant like 12 hours from now, you know? So, wonder what he was writing. Do we know what he was writing? I'm just curious. Oh, obviously there was a non-stop reference in there. Why do you write like you're running out of time? Very different context when Eliza says it than when Burr says it. I got distracted by like the conversation that they were having, but just for the record, there was a reference there.
I just need to write something down.
Why do you write like you're running out of time? Come back to bed, that would be enough.
Oh, also, that would be enough reference. I didn't catch that before. I was caught up on the non-stop reference and this man's will of steel. Oh, also that shows like the growth in the health of their relationship. She went from just being a part of your narrative, us loving each other and building this family together would be enough, to things went sideways. Then we got Burn, an incredibly beautiful and incredibly tragic song, and then we're back to that would be enough.
We're back! Yeah. Classic! We are back!
She is back to a place of healthiness within their relationship, where she is back to the mindset of your presence and your love would be enough, which is like very sweet that we got that and that they got that before the duel. Does that make sense? They didn't have to reconcile to this level before that happened, but the fact that they did is a nice little sweet moment.
Come back to sleep.
This meeting's at dawn.
Well, I'm going back to sleep.
Hey. Best of wives and best of women.
One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine.
Okay, so 2 thoughts We got this 10 Duel Commandments reference right here. They are like really stacking the references in Act 2, just on top of each other. Boom, 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 boom. This one has the little record scratch sound effect thing that happens at the beginning, the intro of 10 Duel Commandments, as well as the intro of, I just watched it. What is it called? The song where Philip dies. Whatever that, the two Duel songs have that in it. And obviously the countdown. This one on screen says it goes to 9 at the very least. So it's not cut off short like with Philip, which was, that was the thing. But obvious reference to 10 Duel Commandments. And we also got a moment to say that Eliza is best girl. So, yes, Team Eliza up 18,000 points right now.
We up now? It's official.
He said, your best of wives, best of lives. I don't know what he said. Something. It just happened. You saw it, but it's canon at this point. It's written into the book of life that Eliza is best girl. For those of you who don't know what that is. And for those of you who aren't on Patreon, you didn't see my Patreon rant about Eliza being best girl, then you should just know by now that how I feel about Eliza. This should not be surprising to you. But if it is, she is. And if that is surprising to you, then you ain't been watching the same musical as me, okay? She's best girl. It's not subjective. Everyone agrees. It's a universal principle at this point, like gravity. So glad that we were able to hammer that out. And I'm glad that Hamilton was able to affirm to her that even though I'm working, you are still very important to me. I still love you a lot. I feel like that's a lesson that he learned. We're seeing growth and maturity in my boy. That's nice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 10 things you need to know. Number 1. We rode across the Hudson at dawn. My friend William P. Van Ness signed on as my number 2. Hamilton arrived with his crew. Nathaniel Pendleton and the doctor that he knew. Number 3. I watched Hamilton examine the terrain.
Okay, sorry. I wasn't listening to Leslie at all. I was listening to the composition. Man, I'm going to have to stop a lot if they keep doing this. They're really stacking the motifs in this part right here. We are on like song reference number 5, I think, already, and I just started the video. The main difference in the composition so far, I don't know where the song is going to go, but so far is they have that like bell chime synth that's happening in the background. And that's really interesting because it's the From My Shot, which is a song that I just did a remix to. If you didn't see that, definitely go check it out. I did my whole own little version on it and then did a whole lyrical breakdown on it. So go check that out. If you haven't seen it, it's on the channel. But in that song, the whoa-oh-ohs part, it's that same vocal melody from My Shot, the whoa-oh-ohs part, that's happening here on the bell chime synth thing that they have playing. It also happens melodically in the song as well, but I can't remember what part of that. That sounds really bad. But I know it happens in the song, but the point is it's that same melodic line. They also sing it because I can remember exactly where they sing it. It's the whoa-oh-ohs part.
Number 3. I watched Hamilton examine the terrain. I wish I could tell you what was happening in his brain. This man has poisoned my political pursuits. Most disputes die and no one shoots.
Poison my political pursuits. Okay, I see you with the alliteration. Lynn/Leslie. I mean, Leslie is delivering it. Lynn wrote it. But you get the point. I just thought that was pretty cool. Real quick.
Most disputes die and no one shoots. Number 4. Hamilton drew first position. This is a soldier with a marksman's ability. The doctor turned around so he could have deniability. 5. Now I didn't know this at the time, but we were near the same spot your son died. Is that why? 6. He examined his gun with such rigor. I watched as he methodically fiddled with the trigger. 7. Confession time, here's what I got. My fellow soldiers will tell you I'm a terrible shot. Number 8. Your last chance to negotiate. They won't teach you this in your classes, but look it up. Hamilton was wearing his glasses. Why? If not to take deadly aim. It's him or me. The world will never be the same. I had only one thought before the slaughter. This man will not make an orphan of my daughter. Number 9.
Wow. That's some good acting, bro. Leslie, you're doing your thing, my guy. You're doing your thing. Oh, man, this is a very tense situation. I like the I like the fact that like certain moments from 10 Duel Commandments are kept. Like, I can't remember exactly which commandment it is, but I think it's number 7. Send in your second to negotiate. That one. They kept that one. They kept most disputes die and no one shoots. I think that's number 4. I don't know them by heart, but the point is that they kept some of the commandments and then some of them are swapped out for Burr, like setting up the context of the situation. One thing that I found interesting is that I think the doctor is the dude who plays the farmer from Farmer Refuted, right? But I don't think that the 2 seconds, I don't think I've seen them so far. I might get a better look at them later. I don't know. But I was looking to see who was going to be their seconds. Like that was something that was in my brain. Nathaniel Pendleton, I don't know what the dude's name was. Nathaniel something with a P, and whoever I don't know who those people are. So if you want to inform me on who those people are in the comment section, I don't know if they're important to history or they're just random names grabbed or they're just like the actual people who were the seconds. But I do find it interesting that like all of this is progressing very steadily. Like they're supposed to negotiate, but Burr is like very aggressively justifying to himself that like this dude is about to kill me. I need to kill him. It's me or him. Like he's not gonna put food in my daughter's mouth. He's not going to play with my child. So I need to make sure I come out of this alive, which like I kind of get, I'm not gonna lie. But at the same time, Hamilton is like, hey, bro, I need to, these are my shooting glasses. Ain't my reading glasses, these are my shooting glasses. He examining his gun. He making sure he ready. He like, I'm not finna die. I gotta go home to Eliza, okay? So like, it's you or me, and we gotta, does that make sense? Also, I didn't know that Burr was a bad shot. That's crazy. Getting shot by somebody who can't shoot is wild. It's wild. I'm just saying. It makes sense that Hamilton would be a great shot because I feel like Hamilton is going to be great at everything that he puts his mind to. And obviously he put his mind to being a great soldier. That was a whole part of the musical. So it does not surprise me that he is in fact a great shot. I don't think, based off like the commentary that I've gotten in the comment sections of previous videos, that Alex kills Burr during this duel. So I don't know how that happened. Like maybe his palms were sweaty, knees weak, arms were heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Eliza's spaghetti. I don't know. That's funny. That's crazy. Anyway, you get my point. Like this is a tense moment. I get how this could like throw off a person's aim, but this is very interesting. The restructuring of 10 Duel Commandments, the choice of information that they gave us, like the fact that Hamilton picked his spot first, he was examining his gun, and then also like all of Burr's like, dramatics really like sets the mindset of the two characters leading into this duel.
This man will not make an orphan of my daughter. Number 9. Look him in the eyes, ain't no higher. 7, all the courage you require. Then count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Number 10.
I imagine death so much it feels more like a memory. Is this where it gets me? On my feet, several feet ahead of me. I see it coming. Do I run or fire my gun or let it be? Burr, my first friend, my enemy. Maybe the last face I ever see. If I throw away my shot, is this how you remember me?
Okay, so interesting. Several thoughts. One, I got maybe hundreds of people pointing out this actress whose name I can't remember. Like, make sure to pay attention to her. She's going to be important later. Like, given the like halfway spoilery contents. A lot of people have called her the Bullet. I didn't know what that meant. Luckily, that part wasn't clued in. But like now, I get it now. But the way that they're framing, like you get what I'm saying? This is like a movie, which I get that like musicals are kind of like movies, but like I don't have that extensive of a background with musicals, obviously. So like seeing, not tropes, but seeing creative choices that I've seen in movies, like taking really important moments like this and then expanding it out to get the character's thought process is something that I'm not used to seeing in like musical format. So it's like very interesting to see it this way. He immediately references My Shot, which I just talked about the song referencing earlier with the, that's super interesting. Okay, so the point where that I was talking about, the whoa-oh-ohs melodic line that happens and is referenced earlier. I said that it happens at some point in my shot, but I couldn't remember where. It's this part that he is referencing. I rapped it before in like another videos. I'm not gonna do it again, but you get the point. I Imagine Death So Much. I call that the bridge of the song. So that bridge part where everything strips back and we get like his internal dialogue, and it's blue like it is now. It's actually more blue then than it is now because he has the spotlight on him. But we get that melodic line in the background, and now he is referencing that he imagined death. This, I think, is where he dies. The point is that's a super cool reference, and my brain is now like understanding why my shot was referenced. Then, oh, that's interesting. Then it's a metaphor for his ambition, his shot at greatness. Now it is literally his shot. He's shooting. Oh, that's great writing. Wowza. Also, it's another reference to an earlier song. I kept joking that I was gonna need a pin board to like connect all the dots for all of these motifs and references that they're making to previous songs, but like literally this is like the 12th one, and we're just barely into this song. So they really went ham on the motif references in this, but I just find this very interesting. She kind of far away from my boy, so I don't know how long this like inner monologue is going to be as far as like the trajectory to the bullet, but just like hearing his thought process I just think that this is like a really interesting way to communicate this, and I just thought I would tell you guys. Appreciate you guys not spoiling it so much that I knew exactly what the bullet meant, but also in the future, don't tell other reactors that she's the bullet. Like, just they'll get there. They'll figure it out on their own. You don't have to inform them of that. So yeah, but the bullet, it makes sense now.
What if this bullet is my legacy? Legacy. What is a legacy? It's planting seeds in a garden you never get to see. I wrote some notes at the beginning of a song someone will sing for me. America, you great unfinished symphony you sent for me. You let me make a difference, a place where even orphan immigrants can leave their fingerprints. Rise up, I'm running out of time, I'm running and my time's up. I catch a glimpse of the other side. Lawrence leads a soldier's chorus on the other side. My son is on the other side. He's with my mother on the other side. Washington is watching from the other side. Teach me how to say goodbye. Rise up, rise up, rise up.
Wow, that's, wow. Sorry, there's a lot to process. Between like all of the staging and dancing or whatever. The fact that he is like, that's crazy. Sorry. The fact that he sees Lawrence, he sees Washington, he sees his mom, like all of these people that he cares about on the other side who have died is crazy. It's like seeing the light, but like more visceral, you know? The way that they have Lawrence and Washington in white, like the rest of the ensemble, is like very, right? Like you get us, they're on the other side, they're in white. That then makes you like think about like all of these people that are here. Also, he went closer to her. He got on the little platform when he was talking about writing a symphony that he'll never get to sing or something like that. I don't know. I'm gonna go back and like try to process that a little bit more. And I was like, no, don't go that direction. She's right there. And then he went the other. So like, that was rude, Lynn. You didn't have to do all that, okay? You didn't have, that was a lot for me, okay? So I'm just saying, this is intense. There's obviously the Rise Up references, which also happens in my shot, as well as a few other songs. Rising Up is like a common theme throughout the course of, especially like Act 1, which is why I mentioned it and referenced it in my remix version of my shot, because it's a core sentiment that I both relate to, but also understand is like a tenet of this musical. I didn't realize it was going to be referenced again. I thought that Hamilton had risen, but now his rise up is from a different perspective. Interesting.
Rise up, Eliza, my love, take your time. I'll see you on the other side.
My friend, my enemy, what if his face is the last that I ever see? He goes from thinking about Eliza, them reaching out for each other. Eliza walks off and it, boom, it's Burr's face. That's, wow, dude, that's crazy. That's crazy. Also, can we talk about like the insane positions that they have them frozen in? My guy is like, he's balancing on like two of his vertebrae on the floor. Just look at this. Pay this man right here. What is this? This is crazy. She is like up with her leg. She on this dude collarbone. Definitely didn't dislocated his shoulder. This person over here got her leg way up, holding back. It's crazy. There's a lot going on right now. The freezes are insane. The choreographer did very good up to this point, but I feel like all of these dancers deserve hazard pay. This is crazy. Like what? Wow. And they had to do this like every night for months. Did anybody ever fall? Do you guys have that? Is there like a blooper reel out there of like any of these freezes not going well? Also, purple lighting is new, right? Purple lighting. Is there another moment where purple lighting has happened? We've gotten blue lighting. We've gotten red lighting with Burr. Obviously, we've gotten like white lighting, stuff of that nature. Purple lighting is interesting. Maybe it's the purple is a combination of blue and red. So this moment is a combination of like both of these two characters' intentions and stories. It means something. Again, the lighting people, they've been doing their thing this whole time. So there's something there. I don't know what it is right now, but I'm telling you, that purple lighting is important. But I am just struck by the insanity of this moment. And they really, I don't even know where the chick who's the bullet is anymore. Like she might just fall from the ceiling or something. I don't know.
Rise up, rise up, rise up.
Oh, there's another reference there. That's One Last Time. Teach Me How to Say Goodbye. That's a whole, yeah, you remember. He just talking about George Washington and references George Washington's like final salvo. That's really cool. Also, this song has all of the references in it, okay? They're gonna, by the time this song is over, by the time he like actually gets hit by this bullet, there's literally going to be all of the songs having been referenced in it. I'm convinced.
Raise a glass to freedom.
He aims his pistol at the sky.
Wait! Bruh! What?
I strike him right between his ribs. I walked towards him, but I ushered away. They rowing back across the Hudson. I get a drink.
Okay, more references and motifs there. We had the Raise a Glass to Freedom, which is in The Story of Tonight, which is also the song that Lawrence reprises. Not The Story of Tonight reprise, but like, you know what I'm saying? He has his own little like interlude moment when he dies. And so now both Lawrence and Hamilton, as they've been shot, sing this Story of Tonight. Wow, that's crazy. And then right here we had it's the kick pattern. If you look at a drum set, the kick is the bottom one on the floor. It's like real big. A lot of bands will put like their logo on the kick when you're looking at the drum set from the audience perspective. So that's the kick. And we have the kick pattern and the chord progression from Wait For It. Which, he says wait. That's super interesting. As he says wait, we get Wait For It music again. But like they flipped it, obviously, because before his waiting for it was waiting for the correct moment to advance his career, to pounce on an advantageous position. And now his wait is hold up. He did the same thing as Philip.
Have you ever had a dream that you do?
Okay, if I ever get in a duel, I'm shooting that person. I'm just letting you know. Clearly, aiming at the sky is a death sentence. This is crazy. Wow, I didn't even put that together. That is literally, I got on your case, my guy. The outro last video, that you weren't listening to the advice that you gave Philip, but you did. Why were you checking the gun? Why did you bring your glasses and all that you was doing if you was just gonna throw away your shot? Did you like come to that realization in your, what, that doesn't make sense. But then again, hold on, time out. Cause like, Burr literally says, I feel like Burr might have had some second thoughts in this, but when he got there and Hamilton seemed like so determined, like he was going through the pre-checks before the duel, he was surveying the terrain and fiddling with the gun. He brought his glasses. And he was like, why would he do that if not to take deadly aim, something. He not gonna make a something slaughter. He not gonna make an orphan out of my daughter was the line, right? And yeah. Why is the why did you do all that, my guy? Just for you to aim at this. I'm not even like sad right now. I'm confused. I'm so shooketh that he did that. I was sure as rain that he was gonna shoot Burr, like maybe in a thigh, like it was just a flesh wound.
Look, you stupid bastard, you've got no arms left. Yes, I have. Look, it's just a flesh wound.
Like he survived, right? I didn't think he. Wow. So he did. Okay. Wow. He did actually listen to his own advice that he gave to Philip, but I guess this is like proving that Burr is not an honorable man. Though Burr seemed to have like a little bit of a, once you shoot, you can't put the bullet back in the gun. Like she's already out there. You feel me? But Burr did seem to have like a little bit of like regrets, like, oh, I didn't know you were gonna do that. Versus the other dude, Ecker, he just seemed like it's whatever. Like we dueling, okay? That's not my fault. You decided to shoot in the air. Also, from the way that they staged it, Philip had his gun in the air way before Hamilton did, but he did. It was up there. We seen it. So, wow, that's so wild. I did not expect him to shoot in the air. I'm gonna go back and watch that again. I feel like there's definitely some stuff in there that I might have missed or something. They jumped into it so quick. We went like from his inner monologue right into boom, he shot like so fast. They don't give you no time to breathe or process any of the people who got shot in this.
I hear wailing in the streets. Somebody tells me you better hide. They say Angelica and Eliza were both at his side when he died. Death doesn't discriminate between the sinners and the saints. It takes and it takes and it takes. History obliterates in every picture it paints. It paints me in all my mistakes. When Alexander aimed at the sky.
Okay, obviously the wait for it reference like was expanded on more there, but I caught it early, okay? Y'all better give me my credit. I caught it off the little chord progression and the pattern, but wow. This is, wow. The death doesn't discriminate. Hold on, I gotta, because I'm so blown now, I feel like I'm misremembering the lyrics. The first part of that is from Wait For It, and then they switched the second part.
That is correct.
Yeah. Death doesn't discriminate between the sinners and the saints. It takes and it takes and it takes, and we keep living anyway. We rise and we fall and we break and we make our mistakes. So they reference that part here, but they swapped out. Hold on. In every picture it paints me in all my mistakes. Oh, that's so interesting. They swapped out the and we keep living anyway to now put in the fact that like his whole life has basically just been boiled down to the fact that like he shot this guy, even though he did, according to some comments, all of this other great stuff in his life. All we remember him for is this, his legacy, which Hamilton was worrying about. Clearly he made the right decision, because Hamilton is not remembered for killing somebody. He is now remembered for all the other stuff because he decided to shoot in the air. He was worried that his legacy was going to be this bullet. That situation is what happened to Burr. And so even though he keeps living, like the original song says, and we keep living anyway, we rise and we fall and we break and we make our mistakes. His mistake in this moment has now repainted his entire legacy in history as this. He is the guy who shot Hamilton. He is not one of the founding fathers who was a part of the initial congressional committees and all the stuff that he did in his career. We don't care about that. We don't talk about that. He is the guy who shot Hamilton. And so to reference Wait For It, which was the initial view into his mindset, view into his ambition, his hopes for his life and his legacy through this new perspective of your legacy is this. It is this mistake. And we are rewriting that lyric to be this mistake. That's crazy. I hadn't even put together the Wait For It reference, like why they would reference that motif. I just thought he says wait, they switched, but like now we're getting, does that make sense? You get what I'm saying? Like they took the initial weight of his regret with shooting and then they expanded upon that to describe his historical relevance being shifted, which is something that Alex was worried about as he was deciding to not shoot Burr. Man, okay, all right, we're going back again, because I feel like so much is happening in these second by second moments, and I want to catch it all, but also I'm like consistently being blown.
They rowing back across the Hudson.
That's fire, dude. I saw the arms before, but I didn't see the. Okay, what I'm talking about here is the staging of these two as they're rowing him back across the Hudson. They're doing it on the little turntable stage, so they're like moving as they like. Does that make sense? I saw the arms before, but I didn't put it all together with the spinning of the floor, the legs that they're doing as well. Oh, that's really cool.
When Alexander aimed at the sky, he may have been the first one to die, but I'm the one who paid for it. I survived, but I paid for it. Now I'm the villain in your history.
Bruh.
I was too young and blind to see.
Ooh, you better sing.
I should have known the world was wide enough for both Hamilton and me.
Okay, so I was saying that, right? Like I was just saying that. Like oh man. That's kind of sad because like he did do all of that work to like achieve his goals, and he was so close to the room where it happens. Some could argue he even made it into the room where it happens, and his rage blinded him and caused all of that to be insignificant. He is not remembered as vice president to Thomas Jefferson. He is remembered as guy who shot Hamilton. That's rough.
That's rough, buddy.
But that is life. Like sometimes we make decisions that change the course of our lives, other people's lives, history, and the way that we are remembered. I also like that his part in this has a lot of trifectas of alliteration. So we have the death doesn't discriminate. The world was wide. That's 3. We had the earlier P one that I've now forgotten, but I talked about, and there was another one in there that I meant to talk about, but I didn't because I got distracted. But I don't know why that is, like why alliteration has come back on so strongly in Burr's part in this song. If you have theories or analysis on that and aren't having your mind blown by just watching the main character get shot by his friend turned enemy, let me know in the comment section. I will probably maybe have some more thoughts on it by the time this comes out. So maybe I will let you know in the comment section why I think that is. But it is something that is interesting that I noticed. I like it, and therefore I'm picking up on it. But it's really sad. Like I'm not like in tears, maybe because like I've been like mentally preparing for this moment. But it's sad on both ends. Like it's sad that Hamilton died and he was killed by a dude who at the start of his journey was his friend. And it's sad that Burr destroyed his legacy, destroyed everything that he was working to achieve with this one massive mistake. Like it's all around a tragic situation. It's sweet that both Eliza and Angelica were there as he died. I don't know if Angelica had moved back. I don't know if she was just visiting because like she's on a whole different continent, or if in the time since Philip had died, like remember she was narrating, of course you remember, but you know what I'm saying. She was narrating in It's Quiet Uptown, and maybe she moved back during that part to console Eliza, because especially at that point, Eliza didn't have anybody. She was still on the outs with Hamilton, and so that would make sense. I don't know, but the fact that both Eliza and Angelica were there as he died is like very sweet and also very tragic. Eliza had to become the most anti-duel person ever, having lost her firstborn child and her husband to duels. Wow. Okay, let's continue. Yeah. The World Is Wide Enough is the name of one of the songs I'm reacting to today, which means at some point we transition from the first song into the second song, but I don't know when.
The world is wide enough for both Hamilton and you.
Tell you what I wish I'd known when I was young and dreamed of glory. You have no control. Who lives, who dies, who tells your story?
President Jefferson.
That's the name of one of the. Oh, I didn't make that connection when I looked at the. Okay, sorry, I'm not. Talk! That's obviously a reference to History Has Its Eyes on You. Though, when I saw the name, that's the name of one of the songs that I'm reacting to today. But I didn't make that connection that that's a reference to History Has Its Eyes on You until it happened right here, right? That's crazy. Wow. Very different perspective. History also had its eyes on Burr, and them eyes is looking at him different, you know?
I'll give him this. His financial system is a work of genius. I couldn't undo it if I tried. And I tried.
President Madison.
He took our country from bankruptcy to prosperity. I hate to admit it, but he doesn't get enough credit for all the credit that he gave us.
Every other founding father's story gets told. Every other founding father gets to grow old.
Okay, like real quick before Angelica like makes me sad. You know that you have won. Like he's dead. Okay, let's be clear. I'm aware that he's dead, but like speaking from the place of an ambitious youngster, you know you've won when your enemies need your help to get to the pinnacle of their achievement. And on top of that, they can't even discredit the accomplishments that you have made. They are so ironclad. They are so great that even the people who hate you, that's a bar, will have to admit, you did your thing on this one, dog. Like that's fire. If Hamilton was alive to see that, it would make it all worth it. Does that make sense? And that's incredible. That's so sad, but also so fire. Like, oh, he won. What can you say? Especially now that like we know Hamilton's dirt, but we also know about Thomas Jefferson dirt too. Okay, so yeah, I don't know if Madison had dirt on him to have. I don't really have it out for Madison like I have it out for Thomas Jefferson. I'm not gonna lie, but Diggs did his thing on this because his acting is so good. He's so funny. Yeah. Also, you know that what you've done is like just pristine quality when your enemies try to destroy it and they can't. No weapon formed against your work shall prosper. You feel me? If you know, you know. If you don't know, then hey, it is what it is.
Every other founding father gets to grow old.
And when you're gone, who remembers your name? Who keeps your flame? Who tells your story? Who tells your story?
His wife. That makes sense.
I put myself back in the narrative.
Whoa.
I stop wasting time on tears. I live another 50 years. It's not enough. I interview every soldier who fought by your side.
She tells our story.
I try to make sense of your thousands of pages of writings. I rely on
So, one, I've been saying long live Queen Eliza in the comments for like 12 parts at this point. She did live a long time. I love that. You love to see it. Things you love to see it. The fact that she interviewed all the soldiers that fought with him, so sweet. Like this woman, so great. And the fact that in History Has Its Eyes on You, the drum pattern, I described it as like a drummer boy, like marching kind of, it has like a soldier feel, which makes sense because the person who's delivering the song is a general and is talking to his underling about battle accomplishments and like the things that he's learned in his time as a general. It's great writing, right? As she's talking about the soldiers, that comes back in. The soldier-esque drum pattern comes in as she's talking about it. You get what I'm saying? That's fire. The way that they sing her name, obviously, it's been like this for most of the musical, but like when Eliza or Angelica's names are mentioned, it is a callback to... Okay, now I'm blanking on what the song is called. When they're first introduced, that's how their names are sung. And they do that again here. I don't know if you guys heard me. I think I said it out loud, or maybe I said it in my head. But when they were talking about like who lives, who dies, who tells your story, of course, my brain immediately starts going like into freak out mode of like who's going to tell my story when I'm dead. But then I started thinking, well, the people who care about you most, who outlive you, are the people who are going to tell your story. And of course, they present his widow, who, yes, that is obviously who's going to tell his story. And the fact that she is not just telling his story, but then goes on to tell the story of those who fought and bled with him is like so dope. It's so dope. I love that so much. Also, did Thomas Jefferson and Madison change clothes like that quick? They're also in white now. So I'm guessing they also died. I have this like headcanon thing that's developing where like the ensemble that is in white, they're like, sometimes they're representative of life, but also sometimes they're representative of death. They were the people on the other side during that whole moment there. I haven't workshopped the analysis on it yet, okay? It's just coming to me as I'm watching this, but there's something there, okay? It's interesting, I promise. And then as characters die, they transition into white clothing, like Lawrence / Philip as he's dead, George Washington as he's dead. His mom, when she died, she was represented by an ensemble character who was in white, tan, whatever. That's not the point. If you want to debate on the color, if it's beige, I don't know, okay? I'm not an interior designer. I'm not a painter. I don't know what the color is called. But the point is, they're not in color. They're faded out like ghosts. And the two people who are still in color at this point are the two people who are still alive, right? That's interesting. That's all I'm saying. This whole thing is interesting. And my brain is trying to process all that's happening, but it's also like coming up with theories of like what I think all of this means from like a grander metaphorical perspective, you know?
Rely on Angelica. While she's alive, we tell your story. She's buried in Trinity Church near you. When I needed her most, she was right on time. I ask myself, what would you do if you had more time? The Lord in his kindness, he gives me what you always wanted. He gives me more time. I raise funds in DC.
When he was like reaching out, they were having the moment before he got shot, before she like spins off, he comes to Bert. Remember, it was a moment. It happened, okay? The part with Eliza before this. One of the things that he said that he wanted was for her to like not rush or not come too soon or whatever, which is like such a sweet sentiment, right? But like them then referencing that here because she outlived all of these other people in this story and she is also telling everybody's story. They're framing it as like, that is another goal that Hamilton had that is accomplished, which is his wife having a long life. And she said that she moved past the tears, which is kind of how Hamilton deals with stuff. Instead of crying, he goes into action. And he starts to write a bunch after Lawrence dies, or with the craziness that was happening with the affair. He then released Reynolds pamphlets and started working a lot. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, his modus operandi of processing emotions is to work. And so the fact that Eliza puts herself back into the narrative. First, she wanted to be in Hamilton's narrative. Then she removed herself from the narrative because she did not want to be a part of Hamilton's BS that he had going on. And then, as they reconcile and he dies, to honor his legacy, she inserts herself back into the narrative to tell the narrative of everyone else. That's so interesting. And in this part, she is acting as the narrator, not Burr, although he does set up like, hey, this character, this character, this character. But since Eliza has shown up, he hasn't been like continuing to deliver the context of the situation. So, yeah, very interesting. Super interesting. She also outlives Angelica, which I think Angelica's his firstborn. So Angelica's older than her. I don't know by how much, but she is older than her. And I think she said she buried her right next to Hamilton. Is that still there? People who live in New York, is that place still a thing? Is that like a historical monument where they're buried? If so, that's super dope. If not, that's super trash. Just want to put that out there. I feel like that should be hallowed ground at this point.
I raise funds in D.C. for the Washington Monument.
Tells my story.
I speak out against slavery. You could have done so much more if you only had time. And when my time is up, have I done enough? Will they tell your story? Oh, can I show you what I'm proudest of?
Kids?
Orphanage. The first private orphanage in New York City.
Dog.
I helped to raise hundreds of children. I get to see them growing up. In their eyes I see you, Alexander. I see you every time. And when my time is up.
Pause. Oh my goodness. Wow, that's crazy. Oh crap, give me a second. Okay. I was kind of right, not in the way that I thought. When she said, can I show you the thing that I'm most proudest of? Which is like a super fourth wall breaking moment. So she has like officially become the narrator now. I thought she was going to say our children, because like you guys have told me that they had a bunch of kids. And even though one of them died and apparently another one went crazy, they had a bunch of other kids. So what I thought she was going to say is that I'm the most proud of like these things that we've created together, that we raised to be great people. But it's kind of like a tangential, a parallel to that. But, you know, orphanage. I think that's so dope that she opened an orphanage. She like helped all of these kids. She told all these people a story. Eliza is best girl, bro. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I thought she was great before. Like, I wasn't going hard enough. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's crazy. She is incredible. I love that she did all of these things to not only honor her late husband, but also all of these other people who he cared about. She not only opened the orphanage, which he was an orphan. His initial friend, Burr, was an orphan. Now, I know she's probably not honoring Burr with the orphanage. I got it. But what I'm saying is orphans are like a core part of this story. So her opening an orphanage and raising all of these children in New York is directly honoring his legacy. She raised funds for the Washington Monument, which I had no idea about. That's honoring her husband's mentor / father figure's legacy. She fought against slavery, which is honoring Lawrence, her husband's best friend, and maybe a little bit more, legacy. And her and Angelica are like making sense of Hamilton's writings, which is both honoring his legacy because like his writing is like what he poured his everything into, but also kind of honors the relationship that Angelica and Hamilton had, and the fact that like Angelica always was able to understand Hamilton better than Eliza was. And so her Does that makes I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense, but like it's powerful is the point. I don't know if all of this is real or not or creative liberties, but at this point I don't really care. It's dope. I feel like she did more than enough. Just for the record, just to answer this question that's on screen, and when my time is up, have I done enough? She did more than enough. She was incredible. This is great. This is so great.
And when my time is up, have I done enough? Will they tell my story? Oh, I can't wait to see you again. It's only a matter of time.
Bruh. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's a whole lot. That's a lot, my guy. Before you guys scream in the comment section, I've been told I'm not supposed to watch after the applause because one of the songs that I'm going to be reacting to later is in the outro. So I'm told right now I'm not supposed to be doing that. What I am going to go do, like rewatch the initial Alexander Hamilton song because I want to see that again and like see whatever new fresh perspective I may have on that. So that's what I'm going to do. If you don't want to see that, then goodbye. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate you. But that's what I'm about to do. But that's why I'm not watching the outro because I've literally been explicitly told multiple times, do not watch the outro. You will spoil a future reaction. So let's, in the words of Angelica, rewind. Oh man, that was super emotional. Her face at the end. That's oh. Y'all really robbed that woman, bro. She deserved whatever. It's the Tony for musicals, right? She deserved one for sure. And I've been told she got nominated but did not win one, and that's a crime. Okay, so I took some time to compose myself so I could analyze this song some again. I am interested to see how my perspective on this song changes and what little Easter eggs I can catch in this song that I obviously did not know before because I had no idea what any of this was. But now that I've seen the entire story play out, I am interested to see how things have developed in my brain.
How does a bastard, orphan, son of a whore and a Scotsman,
About 14, they placed him in charge of a trading charter.
And every day while slaves were being slaughtered and carted away across the waves, he struggled and kept his guard up.
Okay, so insight number one. Very interesting that they have the actor who plays Thomas Jefferson deliver the line about slaves. You see what I'm saying, my boy Lynn? Kind of clever, okay? Kind of clever. That one, I'm very sure intentional. This next one I'm about to talk about, I'm not as confident, but I'm gonna bring it up just in case some of you guys might think it's interesting. The actor who plays Anthony Philip dies at, I think, 19. But the point is, we see Philip as a teenager. He is the only teenager in this entire musical, and his actor delivers the line about Hamilton when he was 14. See what I'm saying there? I don't know for sure if that's like an intentional connection there, but in my head canon, it is. And for sure, the Thomas Jefferson thing, with the reference to Sally that already happened and like all of the mentions of slavery throughout this, that is for sure. They could have just had them switch lines. They could have had Anthony, who plays Lawrence, deliver the slavery line, but they didn't. They had Diggs, who plays Thomas Jefferson, deliver the slavery line. You see what I'm saying? Okay, let's let's continue. We starting off pretty good. That's all I'm saying.
Then a hurricane came and devastation reigned. Our man saw his future dripping down the drain.
My name is Alexander Hamilton.
Okay, I have another one. The actor who delivers the line about the hurricane is also one of the actors who was a part of the situation that led to the hurricane song. What I mean by that is the pressing from Madison, who Oak plays, and Thomas Jefferson, who Diggs plays, and Aaron Burr, who Leslie plays, is what put enough political pressure on Hamilton to go into his whole hurricane mindset moment, which then led to the Reynolds pamphlet, right? So as Hamilton starts to reminisce on his past and about the hurricane and how he got to where he was, which eventually led to the Reynolds pamphlet, that all came as a result, in part, because of a character who Oak plays. In fact, all four of the actors who talk before Alex does are all crucial in that moment. We have Alex's kid and Alex's three rivals / enemies or whatever, which are all... Obviously, his kid was not putting pressure on him in that moment, but you get what I'm saying. Those lines could have been delivered by literally anyone, but they're delivered by four characters who are all in some very major way influential in or affected by that whole Reynolds pamphlet situation, which I found quite interesting.
Years later, see Alex and his mother bedridden, half dead. Alex got better, but his mother went quick.
Moved in with the cousin committed suicide. Left him with nothing but ruined pride, something new inside.
I'm just gonna do this whole time. We about to go like line by line, and I'm gonna tell you all my thoughts, okay? Let me get it out first, and then I'll counter my own argument, and then I'll counter the counter. Okay, so the two next characters who deliver lines are talking about stuff that happens with his family. Eliza, the most important female family member that he gets, talks about his mom, the most important female family member that he had before that. And then we get George Washington, who, again, if you are a part of the camp that I'm a part of, which is George Washington is Alexander's father figure throughout the course of this musical, then that is a connection. Eliza also talks about right before that, but this kind of like breaks my theory a little bit, but Eliza also talks about right before that Hamilton's dad splitting, and then the next character who we meet is Hamilton's surrogate father, which is interesting, but that would make more sense if it was delivered by Hamilton's surrogate father and not just like him being the next one up. I get it's not a perfect theory, okay, but it's interesting is what I'm saying. There's connections that can be made if you are willing to open up your mind.
Alexander Hamilton, America sings for you. Will they know what you overcame?
Okay, I was gonna say I was singing a little bit, so I was kind of missing that. Whatever. This happened earlier. If you're on the Patreon version and you're seeing this and you saw the Patreon exclusive content for this video, then like this should not be too surprising for you. But for all you YouTube folks, whatever. I was singing. But I was gonna say something, which is that watching Alex get his new coat, like that was like a big thing that I was like keeping track of early in the musical, like watching all the times that his coat changes. And I found it interesting and informative on the stage of Alex's life that we were in. I talked about that extensively. This should not be shocking to you. But one thing that I didn't realize is that literally everybody else except Alex and Burr starts out being the narrator. So his character is established immediately, right? But he's wearing brown. Everyone else, including Alex, is wearing tan, beige, whatever. They're not wearing colors, right? Eliza, George Washington, Angelica, the ensemble, everybody's in the same color palette except initially Burr, and then Alex, as his story starts, as he gets on the way to go to New York, he gets color, brown. And then over the course of the musical, everyone gains color as we get introduced to their characters and their lives. And then in the final song, everybody starts to lose their color again because they start to die, which further cements my theory that the color of the people's clothes not only talks about the stages of life that they're in, but also the fact that when they are dead or not yet alive, because like we don't know who these, if this is the first time you're experiencing the musical, you don't know who these people are. They're just people singing, right? So it's not like they haven't been born yet. Their characters obviously exist, but from the perspective of the audience, they don't have life yet. And so the fact that that's demonstrated in the fact that they don't have color is really interesting. Also, this song goes hard. Yeah, I really like this song. There's like a bunch of extra like word tricks and stuff in this that I didn't pick up before. Things like retreating and reading every treatise. So you have the RT in retreating and then reading R and treatise T. There's like an insane amount of alliteration in Anthony's line with the $10 founding father without a father got a lot farther. Like that whole section, it's not just like rhymes. There's a lot of like additional word tricks going on. Like even father and farther, it's not a homonym because it's not exactly the same, but it's one of those English teachers. Come to my defense here. There's some connection between those two words that's deeper than the fact that they just rhyme, ending with the rhyme. And so like obviously I didn't pick up on a lot of that stuff early on because I was trying to figure out like what is happening. But now that I've like sat and processed the song more, this song is just really well done is my point. Which obviously you guys know that, but like I just needed to put that out there. The song goes really hard for like a bunch of like lyrical reasons, musical reasons, storytelling reasons. It's just a great song, just top to bottom.
Will they know what you overcame? Will they know you overcame?
When they sing, will they know what you overcame? The woman who is the bullet is not only at the front of the stage, she looks at Burr. Dog. Like, come on now. Okay, now you could argue she's just looking to make sure that she doesn't kick him as she's doing his choreography. But I am not going to think that, okay? I'm going to think that was intentional because this is Hamilton and everything is intentional. And so, yeah, I think that's cool. Also, hold on, at that part during Will They Know What You Overcame, it's also the dude who plays both the doctor when he dies and the, I don't remember the dude's name, but the dude from Farmer Refuted who was up on the soapbox who just got eviscerated in the little rap battle before they were doing rap battles. You know what I'm talking about. The little royalist dude is the white dude right here. So, yeah, super cool. Like most of these characters, I could make that argument with, like whoever was up front, except like maybe Eliza, but even then I could be like, oh, he overcame the infidelity and like the destruction of his political career. I could make that argument with like basically anybody. But my point is the people who are up here, I am making the argument, are like core people a part of like what he overcame.
The world will never be the same. Ship is in the harbor now. See,
I knew that was a reference to something, but I couldn't remember what it was, and so I didn't say it. But look at what's on the screen, which you can only see half of it because it will never be the same. But they're saying the world will never be the same. And as that happens, Alexander passes Burr, and Burr takes his spot, right? In whatever song their final duel happens in, Burr says, the world will never be the same, as he shoots Hamilton. Do you see what I'm saying? The connection is the world will never be the same starts off as, hey, the world will never be the same because Alexander is going to do all this great stuff when he gets to New York. He's going to be so politically amazing as he passes Burr. Then, in life, his career trajectory passes Burr, pisses Burr off, and in the process, Burr kills him. And before he does, he says, the world will never be the same. Do you see what I'm saying? Like that's fire. That's fire. I don't know if all of these are intentional, but some of these got to be intentional. I'm just saying there's a lot of little interesting stuff happening right here.
destroyed his bet for America, forgot. We fought with him. I died for him.
I'm gonna let it play out. Then I got a bunch to say about this section. Okay, I've been processing this for a minute.
We fought with him.
Me, I died for him. Me, I trusted him.
Me, I loved him.
And me, I'm the damn fool that shot him.
Okay, all right, let's run through it, boys and girls. Okay, so first things first, we get Burr saying his enemies destroyed his rep, America forgot him, which is a statement that applies to Hamilton and Burr. Burr's life is literally that statement encapsulated. His enemies destroyed his rep. Technically, he destroyed his own rep by fighting with his enemies. But before that, the reason he decided to fight Hamilton was because Hamilton, who he viewed as his enemy, literally went on a smear campaign saying, hey, I don't think this dude is fit to be president. That destroyed his reputation. Got pissed off. They fought. You get what I'm saying? And then America forgot him because Burr is only known as the guy who shot Hamilton. So there's the connection there. But then obviously this line is meant to be on face value about Alexander, because prior to this musical, most people weren't super familiar with the ins and outs of Hamilton's life. But the parts of Hamilton's life that we do learn is somewhat impacted by the negativity of his story, the Reynolds pamphlet and whatever, which came as a result of his enemies pressuring him on that point. Do you get what I'm saying? Okay, so that's super interesting with the double meaning there of, again, who is delivering the specific line. The whole idea behind this is the people who deliver specific lines are important. And that stems from this next section, which is this part. Okay, not only do we get the enemies destroyed his rep, America forgot him, the three characters who talk in that relative realm are Burr, his number one enemy, and the next two people who talk are his number 2 and 3 enemy, respectively, being TJ and Madison, or Diggs and Oak, who also play TJ and Madison. Now, this line, very clever. We fought with him. Due to the way the English language works, we fought with him can mean either we fought with him, beside him, alongside him, which would represent their first two characters, Lafayette and Mulligan. Or we fought with him can mean we fought with him against him, opposing him as his enemies, which would represent their second two characters, which are obviously TJ and Madison. Super clever. This next part, which for the record, I would have come to on my own, but I didn't have to because when he died the second time, the entire comment section decided to scream at me, don't forget the fact that he said, yeah, I know, guys. I would have come to the conclusion on my own, but obviously, me, I died for him is a reference to both the fact that Lawrence died for him. In a sense, they were both fighting for this dream of a free America. And in that process, Lawrence died and then died for him again via playing Philip. Anthony played Philip and then died literally for him defending his honor. There's a connection there. And then I'm going the wrong direction. Me, I trusted him. He only plays one character, so you kind of get why he trusted him, who he trusted him as. These three obviously loved him in different ways, especially in the musical, because we're not talking about history right now. We're talking about the musical. All three of these women were in love with Hamilton, and they're also situated in the order in which they fell in love with him. Angelica fell in love with him first via his mind, and then Eliza fell in love with him via his mind and his eyes and all the many reasons that Eliza would go on to be his wife. And then obviously we get not Peggy, although I thought it was Peggy at first, but eventually she becomes Mariah, and Mariah, depending on how you want to view it, also loved Hamilton via their affair. And so this is also super clever. So this whole point is basically that the characters who say specific things, they all have multiple meanings. And that's kind of obvious here when the characters introduce this is who I am. But the point I've been making during this whole thing is I can do that same thought process with all of these lines that the characters are delivering throughout the course of this song. And I find that very interesting. I think it's great writing, which I will probably touch on more in the outro. But the point is, this song goes hard, and the fact that they used the casting of the characters as a part of the writing is so smart. It's so smart. And it gives all of these lines, including the ones before they say, I am this person, I did this with Hamilton. It gives all of those deeper meaning, more nuance, and potential perspectives on how the line can be interpreted.
What's your name, man? Alexander Hamilton.
No, I'm not gonna watch the whole thing right now. I am gonna like watch the entire musical start to finish. No camera, no pause. Well, I'll probably pause to think. But you get what I'm saying. It won't be like breaks in between it, because I won't be filming videos. But not right now. Right now, we do the outro. Okay, so that was incredible. Like, quite literally life-changing. I don't think I've seen anything in my life that wowed me to that degree that consistently. Does that make sense? Like, I've seen a lot of things that I really, really enjoyed that had moments that really, really wowed me, but I feel like every single part of that musical was like blowing my mind for one reason or another. And there's like so many layers and nuance and whatever, and it really like scratches my own creative itch, because that's how I like to write my own music. And so like seeing this is like kind of validation that like something that multi-layered and like with that much thought into it can like actually be successful. And by successful, I mean like meteorically successful, not just like people like it. So yeah, this was crazy for me. Like it obviously it taught me a lot about history, both in the musical and also like researching stuff to like see like, oh, did that actually happen, after I reacted to it. And then like you guys in the comments leaving all of your like history teacher lessons in the comments. Yeah, something that informative on a topic I don't actually care that much about outside of this, to be that good is like super, that's just an incredible feat of writing, singing, acting. Yeah, I really don't dislike any part of this. While I did criticize certain character decisions, overall I feel like the faults of the characters made it feel more real. And I understand, yes, this is about real people, but there were creative liberties taken, and so more creative liberties could have been taken to make the characters feel more one-dimensional, but they weren't. They all felt very real, and I love that. And it also made the story more engaging, because it could have been boring if everybody was just like, you know, cardboard cutouts of tropes. But I don't feel like they were. I feel like they all had real, tangible weight to them as characters. And so that was really interesting. The songs went super hard, have made me completely rethink my gigantic skepticism about the potential musical quality of musical quality of musicals. That's funny. You get what I'm saying. So yeah, I really enjoyed this process. It was incredible. Thank you so much for coming on it with me. I feel like this was enhanced greatly by all of you guys, the people who left really nice comments throughout this process, and even the people who left like really nasty comments throughout this process. Like all of you guys being along with me on this journey meant so much to me, and it made this process more engaging for me. And so I really do thank you guys so much. Like I said in the intro of like the past few videos, I do plan on continuing Hamilton content on my channel and just like in my life, because I very much enjoyed this, listen to these songs so much. Like just listening to the songs that I've reacted to in the part previous, I would end up listening to Hamilton songs a lot more in between the videos, because I just really enjoyed the songs. It was really cool. The staging, the lighting, the costumes and wardrobe, everything about this was just like so well thought out and so interesting and so engaging to me. And so like I can't wait to go back through this and like kind of what I did with the first song, just like sit and like pick through it. I know I kind of already did that when I was watching it the first time, but like as you saw just now, I don't know how long it's gonna be when it goes out, but I sat and picked through like line by line the initial opening song, and I plan on doing that with all of the rest of the songs as I continue my own personal journey with Hamilton, but also as I react to like the missing songs and the mixtape and all of the other auxiliary content. And I'm looking forward to, like, with this like new fresh perspective, giving other musicals like a more open-minded shot. This has been a really dope process. I thank you guys so much for coming on it with me. Hopefully you guys stick around for like the other musicals and the other Hamilton content that I plan to react to, but if not, that's okay. I appreciate you sticking around this long, seeing it to completion with me. It means a lot. Thank you so much. If you have watched until this point, the emoji for this video is a star emoji, because like the Hamilton logo, and because you guys are stars. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being a part of this journey with me, and I will hopefully see you guys here on the channel next time for the next video, the next remix that I do, the next reaction to one of the mixtapes or whatever. But in the meantime, you guys have a great day, and I'll be seeing all of you guys here next time. Peace.
Twilight, these skies no blues. A new love, but we know that it'll cruise like time in a queue. Wet shampoo, new bamboo, much more of it will ensue. I'm caught in this trance in lieu of sinking down in the stew. You change up the brew, now life tastes so brand new. It's delicious like fondue. Under the moonlight tonight, stars and hearts shimmering. You illuminate who I am. You're a bad light, you are my midnight.